Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me today. My name is Fried Green Tomato on trail, or Devin in the real world. So I received some questions from a local Girl Scout troop in my area because the Girl Scouts have a couple different badges they need to talk to an experienced hiker in order to earn the backpacking and the trail hiking badge. So for those tuning in unaware, since my channel is public, feel free to submit any requests. If you have any questions about my hike, I'm more than happy to put together additional videos. But this one is specifically for a troop from my local community that I'm very familiar with. So I had a couple questions. So the first question was, has I ever seen a bear? Yes, I have seen a bear, just black bears though. I've never seen a grizzly. I'm a little nervous about seeing a grizzly bear. I kind of want to see one, but at the same time, I'm terrified of them, rightly so. But I think it would be really, really cool to see a grizzly bear, but plenty of black bears on the Appalachian Trail, my previous through hike. Another question was, what was the scariest animal that I've ever seen? Scariest animal that I've ever seen. I mean, the bears were a little scary. I did see a mama bear with some cubs, and that made me a little nervous. I did run into a wild hog on this trip, which those can get a little aggressive. Thankfully, this one had no interest in me whatsoever. A couple poisonous snakes that gave me a turn, but overall, not too many scary animals. I generally like animals, so I don't find them to be too scary. Another question that I have I ever been pricked by a cactus? Not yet. I did get a cactus needle lodged in my shoe when I was hiking through the boot heel of New Mexico in the desert. Luckily, it did not penetrate my foot. It just stuck in and I could just pull it out, so it was no big deal. I really hope I don't get a cactus in my skin, just because they do have a lot of bacteria on them, and I really don't want to have to deal with an infection from a cactus. Another question that I had is, what did I pack for this trip? So I packed a bunch of different things for this trip. So you have to have your basics, your tent, your sleep system, so your sleeping pad, your sleeping bag. I obviously have my backpack, trekking poles. Most of my gear beyond that is clothes. So I have a variety of clothes. I normally hike in shorts and a t-shirt or a long sleeve hiking shirt. I have my fleece to keep me warm. It's a little chilly today. My buff. I have a hat, sunglasses. I also have a puffy, some separate sleeping clothes, a couple pairs of socks, my trail runners, and then, some toiletry items, obviously some toilet paper, that kind of fun stuff. So pretty minimal, for this kind of trip, but, that's generally what I have in my pack. If you are interested in reviewing the entire list of things that I have, you're more than welcome to check out my website, friedgreenexperience.com, and I have my entire CDT gear set up on my website. Another question that I had is, how many months is it going to take me to do this trail? Which is a great question. I'm aiming to get done mid-September, which would be about 5 months. I'm estimating it's going to take me about 5 to 5.5 months to do this trail. We'll see how it goes. So far, I'm on schedule, but you never know with weather and injury delays and that kind of stuff. So we'll just have to wait and see to see how long it actually takes me. And I believe the final question that I have was about rock climbing. Do I rock climb? I have rock climbed. It's not my favorite thing in the world. I am actually very terrified of heights. Yeah, since I'm sitting on a cliff edge, it's very apparent about that. I do not like heights very much. I have horrible vertigo when I get too high up. But I do enjoy rock climbing when I'm strapped securely. I've never done it outdoors. I've always done it at a gym. But it can be a lot of fun. So I do enjoy it, the few opportunities that I have done it. I believe that's all the questions that I had. If you guys have any more questions for me, please send me an email, friedgreenexperience.com. If any other troops that happen to come across this video, I am more than happy to do a personalized video to you guys as well, to answer any lingering questions that you might have about backpacking out in nature. So just put a little bit about what's going on right now. So I'm hiking through the Gila National Forest. I'm actually just about to descend back down to the Gila River, which is that little snake line right there. So I'm gonna descend back to that. The Gila River alternative is a side option that you can do on the Continental Divide Trail. I thought it would be awesome to hike along a river for a few days. So far, I've done about 50 river crossings. I have probably around 100 more to go before I finish this stretch. So it's a lot of just wading through ankle to mid-thigh deep icy cold water. And it's supposed to snow tonight, so we'll see how it goes. But the views from up here, I'm glad I took the high road today so I could see all these spectacular views up here, which is pretty fantastic. But I think that's all the questions that I have. I'm going to get back to the trail and get hiking again to finish out my day. I have a few more miles I still want to go. Like I said, any more questions, please reach out. I do post on Instagram, so definitely follow on Instagram if you want to follow along with pictures, or I update my blog once a week. But other than that, so long, everybody.